Enemy cruiser sunk.
Hello, I am Fresh Potato, and we are back with another video. And this is a special one here. This is going to be my personal, list of my top 5 sniping battleships, right? My top 5 sniping battleships. It is tier 7 and up because, well, the real sniping begins, at tier 7, right? And unfortunately for you free-to-play players, well, there's not going to be any tech tree battleships on this list. I am sorry. Okay, it just, you need the premium, right? You need the premium ships. But maybe later on I'll make a tech tree list, and let's get started. Let's get started. So without further ado, I'm going to start off with the honorable mentions, and the first honorable mention is, well, speaking of tech tree, the Kansas, right? The Kansas. And the Kansas would have made this list before, but ever since that nerf, it just doesn't hit the same, in my opinion. The Kansas used to be a very, very good ship for sniping, in my opinion, but it just doesn't feel the same. And I get a lot of these shots now when I'm playing the Kansas. And here we go, we're going to line up a broadside cruiser with the Kansas. And back in the day, this would have been a death strike, but now, even though it's 5 overpins, it just didn't hit. The next honorable mention, well, USS Minnesota. Well, same ship. It's like the Spider-Man meme when you see the Minnesota and the Kansas, both very, very similar. Just doesn't do it for me as far as sniping. Next honorable mention, yes, it's the Musashi. The Musashi, it's of course not the Yamato, okay? Even though it's the sister ship, same guns, it just doesn't hit the same. I guess the Sigma is way off. It's not like the Yamato or the shell penetration. It just doesn't do it. Dispersion, not good, but hey. Last honorable mention, well, I know it's a shocker. It's a controversial one. USS Alabama. I've had videos on this ship, and I've said how accurate this ship is, but it just does not make my list. If it did, it would be 5B, right? Since the list starts at top 5, 5A, well, this would have been 5B, right? The USS Alabama. And the reason why it's just not on my list is because of, well, the shells are just a little too floaty for me for a battleship, right? It's the reason why I don't like playing a lot of cruisers, because of the high arcing shells. Same thing with the Alabama, but it is very accurate, but it just doesn't make this list. And I know there's going to be some uproar, but hey, this is my list. So let's get started with the actual list, right? And of course, number 5, the AL New Jersey. For me, the AL New Jersey, with its low trajectory, straight to the point, guns, it works for me, right? It works for me. It does have those 406s, and with this build, with my build, I like to use, of course, AL New Jersey and inspirations, Cunningham and ARP Musashi. But you will see me most of the time, I would put Celiacs in there to help with the damage. And of course, like I said before in other videos, Celiacs is a very important commander for me as far as inspirations, right? Sometimes I will even have maybe Cunningham and Iachino in there. It'll be mixed up, but AL New Jersey, very good ship. A very good ship, in my opinion, when it comes to sniping. I like to set up in an area where I can, of course, benefit from those crossfires. And yeah, AL New Jersey, number 5 on my list as far as top 5 sniping battleships. The Fresh Potato list, okay? Okay, I hope I don't get crucified. Next, number 4 for me, the Republique. The Republique. I unlocked this ship from a Christmas crate, and boy, am I satisfied with this. even though it has 2 turrets, but those 2 turrets, okay, they work, okay? Four guns in total. Boy, do they work. Very accurate. And when I play with this build, of course, I play with Jajard. Um, you can play with I believe it's Dunkirk, AL Dunkirk, but I stick with Jajard because, well, Jajard, he has that one base trait where it does help your AP shell penetration, right? And I like to mix him up with, of course, Celiax, okay? Celiax and Cunningham. And there's times where you'll see me even have, instead of Celiax, I will put Iachino there with Cunningham to make him even more accurate. But when you can mix him with Celiax with Jajard's base trait, with that extra penetration, boy, does these guns hit very hard there as we send that he's in straight to the Shadow Realm. Okay, and I like to, of course, sit back, relax, and snipe. And this is one of the ships that I would suggest. This is one of the most accurate guns in the game, guys, in my opinion. Very, very accurate. Really good dispersion and Sigma. Okay. Next, well, we have, of course, the Montana. And I know this is another controversial one. You're going to say the Montana, but not the Alabama. Hey, this is my list, okay? The Alabama, I mean, the Montana, to me, is a very, very, very accurate ship when you play it the right way. It's a sniping ship, okay? It fits my style when it comes to sniping. And of course, I like to play this with, of course, AL New Jersey. Same build as the AL New Jersey. Okay, I know it gets a little confusing, but with this commander, again, you will see me, with Celiax there instead of Cunningham, or even using Cunningham and Celiax and taking out ARP Musashi. But this ship, like I said, well, it's very, very accurate. I just don't know why people dislike this ship. Maybe it's slow, or maybe the turning radius is not good. I don't know. I mean, it has a lot of guns, and I believe it has really good dispersion most of the time when you build into it. Good armor. I like this ship. But next, number 2, the Yamato. Like I said, the Yamato is not the Musashi. Yamato guns are way, way better, even though it's just basically supposed to be the same ships, right? You can't go wrong with the Yamato. And the Yamato here, I like to use ARP Musashi, okay? And if I'm not with ARP Musashi, I'm gonna have ARP Yamato. Okay, and if it's not her, it's the who's the accuracy commander for the Japanese, the free to play guy. He's good as well. Is it Takashi or Takaji? Takashi. Well, it's one of them, okay. But he will work. He works as well. And when I'm using this build, of course, you're gonna see Celiax and of course Cunningham. If I want, of course, more accuracy, I would put Iachino. But with these ships, you're gonna get a lot of overpins, But it is what it is. Maybe even Jajard there. I might even stick Jajard in there somewhere and go to town. But Musashi, very good, really good commander. Just don't use that last trait she has where it takes away from the Citadel damage. But hey, she does work, right? She works. It's the Yamato. I mean, Yamato. You can sit back, snipe. You see a lot of players, using just front guns, and that's it. They don't really move. Sit far away and just go to town. But number 1, of course, the Colombo. The Colombo comes along and just takes the cake. This is the best battleship in the game. You can build for accuracy, you can build for secondaries, and it's still top 5 in both lists, right? Both lists. It's the fantastic ship. But the accuracy build, of course, I use Iachino. He's the accuracy commander, right? And I like to pair him up with Cunningham and Ciliax. I don't really change this build when it comes to Iachino. This has always been the best build for him. And yes, I might even go ahead and level him up to level 3. Okay, he deserves it with this ship, right? Colombo. And Colombo just comes along out of nowhere and just dominates everyone, right? It just dominates everyone. Almost every shot I take, if it's broadside, I get the result that I want. It's barely any overpins. It's just flat out death. Okay, death to the enemy. And this ship, fantastic. It has those 360 turning degree turrets, right? If you're facing this way, your turrets are there. If you turn this way, your turrets are there. You can't go wrong with this ship. If you don't have this ship yet and you are a battleship main, well, do whatever you need to do to get this ship ASAP, okay? You're not going to be disappointed with this ship. You're not going to be disappointed with the Colombo. I promise. But yeah, hey, that's the list. That's all I got here, guys. I hope you enjoyed my top 5. Tell me what you think. I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed with my Alabama decision, okay, the Montana decision, and maybe even with the Kansas or Minnesota. And, you know, if there's a ship you think that should have been a part of the list, well, let me know, let me know. Again, this is sniping battleships, not battleships overall, but the good sniping ones. Of course, if this was battleships overall, you would see like Ohio and, of course, Atlantico, but no, this is just for sniping. But hey, yeah, that's all I have. So let's recap. New Jersey, Republique, Montana, Yamato, Colombo. Okay, Fresh Potatoes, top 5 sniping battleships. Tell me what you think, and of course, thanks for watching.